Hello and welcome to Grade Expectations. I'm your host, Grade, and today I wanted to talk to you about Kamala Khan. So, I'm newer to the comic speculation game, and I have been buying and selling comic books for about a year now. And one of the main comics that I do not sell is Strange Academy #1. The other one is Marvel Point One #1. And that is because it is the first appearance of Kamala Khan. First full appearance, I should say. So I wanted to kind of talk about the comic because I think it's underfollowed, undervalued right now. So first of all, Kamala Khan is an Inhuman. She was part of the Terrigen Mists and became an Inhuman during that event in 2014. And she had two appearances before All New Marvel Point One #1. They were in Captain Marvel 14 and Captain Marvel 17. You can see I've got a copy of Captain Marvel 17 over here. I'm not going to touch on these comics too much. Captain Marvel 14 on the CGC census, there's about 900 of them. It is very expensive to me for one panel of like a young girl in, like in street clothes. Um, this comic here, Captain Marvel 17, there's only about 400 on the CGC census. And it also has one panel with Kamala Khan. She says her name is Kamala Khan. And that's it. I When I started collecting and looking into Kamala Khan, the reason I did so was because I thought she had been featured quite a bit. So Marvel superhero video games like the Marvel Legends, she is featured in those games, and like I've seen her pop up a lot in cartoons and everything. So it always seemed like Marvel was really like backing Kamala Khan and trying to promote her. And I was really confused with her early appearances. So to me, Captain Marvel 14 and Captain Marvel 17 are are basically nothing. They're cameos of a person, Kamala Khan. She doesn't have a uniform, and she's not a superhero in those comics. She's just a picture, like of her doing something, and not really part of the story, anything like that. And I also don't think that it's a big deal because other, characters like Venom, for instance, Eddie Brock, his first appearance is 2 years before Amazing Spider-Man 300 in Web of Spider-Man 18. It is a comic, nobody cares about, and it kind of leads me to believe that the comic community does not really care about a person with no abilities or like when they show up. Even look at Gwen Stacy. Like Gwen Stacy back in the 60s for her first appearance. That comic did not go up in price when Edge of Spider-Verse 2 came out. Um, no one really cares about the person. They want to see the superhero. And so for me, the first appearance of Kamala Khan, and it, like she's featured on the cover, she's actually doing stuff in the comic book, is All New Marvel Point One #1. Now, this is a great comic to be speculating on because first of all, it's got a low print run. The first print is about 33,000, and the second print, is almost a ghost at this point. And when I look on the CGC census, there are only 277 9.8s of this comic. And for a 2014 comic with Kamala Khan, who is featured quite a bit, um, that's unheard of. And the main reason is because a lot of these comics were damaged in shipping. So as you can see, I have a number of them behind me. I have four over here. I have two slab behind me, and then I have this one as well. And I've submitted three to CGC. I was lucky enough to receive two 9.6s and a 9.4, and I thought that was, like pretty generous for grading. And I think the reason they are being generous grading them is because all these comics have binder tears on the top and bottom, and realistically, a lot of them are just were damaged in shipping as well. So a lot of blunted corners, that kind of thing. I do not have a 9.8 yet. I will buy one at some point because I think it's great value right now. And you look at Miles Morales being a $2,500, $3,000 comic book. The first appearance of Kamala Khan is like $1,000, and it's much 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 more rare. And like I see her in a prominent role in the future with Marvel. So she's got a Disney Plus show coming out, maybe this fall. I'm not 100% sure. But really, when the news hit that Kamala Khan was going to get her own Disney Plus show, I didn't really see a spike in her comics. Now, I didn't see people selling them either. And I think it's just because there really aren't that many of them out there that that dealers have, that collectors have to sell. Like when that same announcement came with Riri Williams, Iron Man 7, Iron Man 9, there's just a slew of them, and you can still easily buy them. You can buy them raw, you can buy them slabbed, and there's just a lot out there. But looking for Kamala Khan, for the last 6 months, I've been trying to buy this comic even before the announcement, and they just don't get posted. I'm up in Canada, so certainly if one does get posted in Canada, like on eBay, for instance, I'm gonna try and buy that comic right away. And I think the last one I bought, it was like, about $120 for a like a near mint copy, which I think is insane. So I'm going to continue buying up them left and right until the price kind of gets crazy, like it has with Strange Academy. So anyway, 9.8s only 277, 9.6s just over 500, 9.4s 260. So overall on the census, the first print only has about 1,300 copies. And then for the second print, like I said, it's a ghost. Um, there are only 108 on the CGC census, which is insane. So the way you tell with this comic book for the second print is basically the bottom banner is blue. That's it. And I'm obviously looking for that as well, but the price on the second print is pretty high. Although I would say that just with the lack of supply, it makes sense. So this comic came out in 2014, January of 2014. In February of 2014, um, Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan, got her own ongoing comic series, and it had 7 prints. The first print was 50,000, and like 6 more prints after that. Still not a huge supply, but certainly a lot of people value that comic book somewhat close to her actual first appearance a month earlier. Now, I will say that the cover is more iconic than Marvel Now .1 #1, but it's her second full appearance. Um, I would also say, and just going back again, we want to see the superhero in costume. We want to see them being a superhero for the first appearance. And part of the confusion with Kamala Khan is the second print of Captain Marvel #17 has on the cover Kamala Khan in her costume. It's a super expensive second print, very very hard to find, and I kind of get why it's expensive. It's the what is it the same as? It's the same as Gwenpool. So Gwenpool's first appearance is in Deadpool Secret Wars. It's a variant cover, and it's the one where she's in pink and she's in the pool. And that was like she's not in the comic. It's just an alternate cover, and they created the character Gwenpool, and it's not until Howard the Duck #1 that she's actually in the comic, and that cover sucks, and so people want to see a great cover, and the Gwenpool one is great, and I would also say the Captain Marvel 17 is great. So I get why it's expensive, but it's not something I'm trying to go after. Whereas all new Marvel Point One, I think is excellent speculation. I think that like it's going to be hard to actually make a Miss Marvel TV show, and I hope that it's fantastic, and you really get like the fangirl image that she has in the Marvel cartoon and the video game, where she's just a fan of superheroes, and she gets to kind of live, and we like that life, and we kind of live vicariously through her eyes, and so we'll see if the Marvel Disney Plus show is good or not. But I would still say that this comic has legs. I think a lot of people aren't targeting it and are letting it go at a cheap price still. And I foresee me not selling any of these comics for many years and just kind of buying them up because again, print run's only 32,000, low print run. Superhero that's a hero and is well known, is in video games, is going to have her own Disney Plus show. It seems like a home run. Like people are all excited about Strange Academy with the talk of them getting a Disney Plus show. That's not in the works. That's like a thought, and they're only 10 comics in. Whereas this character is established. She is awesome. She's a shapeshifter. She's got a healing factor, and like she's part of the champions. She's like friends with Miles Morales. She's with the young crowd, and I just think that this comic, you're going to find years from now that it is a ghost, that it's impossible to find cheaply, and right now, even with all the comic spikes, this one has not gotten its due. So I would suggest you go out and source all new Marvel Point One, #1, Kamala Khan's first appearance. I would say also, just as a side note, there is a 1 in 25 McNiven version, and the cover's nice. That comic is also a ghost. I don't see it at all um, on the CGC census. There's only 81 of them. So if I see one of those comics pop up and like I have the money at the time, I'm going to pick that comic up as well. So I want to thank you for watching the speculation video. This is something I'm going to start featuring. I've got some comics back from CGC. There are comics that I'm targeting, and this is I would say #2 after Strange Academy. So thanks.